What is up, YouTube? My name is Josh, this is the Den of Nerds, and I'm joined with Justin for another Dragon Ball Super video. Justin, what's going on, man?
Oh, you know, same old, talking about some Dragon Ball Super. I got a wild theory I'm ready to bounce off you.
Yes, I've been hearing about this wild theory. I know a little bit about the wild theory, but I'm interested to hear all of the finer details and sort of things like that. So let's just go right into it. What is this theory? It has to do with Super Saiyan, correct?
Yes, it has to do with Super Saiyan God. And my theory, based on everything that we've seen so far in Dragon Ball Super, is that Goku's Super Saiyan God form, the base one, the red one, is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
That's crazy talk. I've heard this kind of talked about in the community a little bit before. There are people out there that say that there's no way that that's true, and I'm trying to remember the logic behind it. There was some kind of logic behind it that that spoke to the fact that it can't be true. But that's not necessarily all of your theory, right?
No, it's not necessarily all my theory. I got there's some stuff that we saw in the Goku Black arc that is making me think some things otherwise, and I know this theory might just be completely off the wall crazy, but humor me for a second. You guys can go ahead and laugh at me if you want, but I think this is something worth discussing.
All right.
Something worth discussing, especially with the future of Dragon Ball coming up. We're probably going to see a lot of crazy transformations in the next arc.
It's true.
So basically what I got here is, you know, we had Super Saiyan God in the original movie, and we had Goku fighting Beerus, and Goku was able to match Beerus in this form for what, like 70% of Beerus's power, which is absolutely insane and all that.
Yes.
At the same time, we also had Goku utilizing Super Saiyan Blue later in Resurrection of Frieza.
Right.
And I don't know how much credence you put in the movie, because I know this was different between the movie and the anime.
Right.
But in the movie, even when Goku is in his Super Saiyan Blue form, not only is he just like barely going toe-to-toe with Golden Frieza this whole time, but then out of nowhere, Sorbet potshots him with this magic key ring and pretty much kills Goku.
Yep.
In Super Saiyan Blue.
Yep, it's a pretty frustrating. There's a number of different reasons why I find that frustrating. One, in the anime version of Battle of Gods, Goku gets stabbed and there's this gaping hole inside of him, and then it heals. It literally heals up like Wolverine, and then he blasts out of the water. That moment was awesome in the anime.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess that could actually give some credence to your theory, because that we never saw any healing like that with Super Saiyan Blue. That only happened with Super Saiyan Red. So yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, even when we see Vegeta fighting in the Universe Tournament as Super Saiyan Blue, we don't get any of that healing factor. We don't get any of that crazy Saiyan regeneration. And if you think about Saiyans and the way they're biologically designed, every time a Saiyan reaches near mortal death, they get exponentially stronger. Right. So with that being true, if we have Red Super Saiyan God, I'm just going to refer to it as Super Saiyan Red.
Sure. If
Super Saiyan Red is able to heal Saiyans from mortal wounds while they're fighting, then that should be able to increase a Saiyan's power, you know, exponentially. There should be absolutely no limit. At the same time, we also have Goku Black,
right,
as a sort of counterbalance to this. And here's what I'm thinking. A lot of people are saying, hey, you know, Super Saiyan Rose is just, you know, kind of the same as Super Saiyan Blue, but he just has pink hair because we're just going to say he has pink hair.
Right.
I'm not buying that. The reason I'm not buying that is because, you know, we have Goku and Vegeta. They are mortals who possess God Ki.
Sure.
Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be them able to, you know, like, control it. But at the same time, we have Goku Black, who is literally possessed by a god. Right. Who would have a better understanding and better control of God Ki. Right. Which is why I am thinking that Goku Black, why he achieved this Super Saiyan Rose form, is because Zamasu himself had a better understanding and better control of God Ki.
Right.
He just couldn't reach the maximum potential of controlling that God Ki, which would be, in my mind, Super Saiyan Red, that brief moment where Goku had the God Ki flowing through him, because he was in a mortal body and did not understand the mortal body. You even saw when Goku Black was first fighting everybody, he couldn't even go Super Saiyan. And he had to, basically learn that through fighting Goku.
Yeah, I remember when he said, "So this is the power of a Super Saiyan, Son Goku," and that was pretty cool. I see where you're going with it. Definitely, it's possible. I tended to believe that Super Saiyan Rose was a form specific to Black. However, it's possible that it could be a form obtained through training by even mortals, and if it is that form, I mean, I could definitely buy it. It wouldn't be the first time. The only issue I have is that when Vegeta goes into the hyperbolic time chamber and bursts out, he literally decimated Black, like
absolutely
headbutting him, trashing him, like basically trouncing him. And so I guess it would be weird if Vegeta was able to do that with a lesser form. However, that form that Vegeta uses does have a lot of white in the aura. That was one of the big things people pointed out. There was like so much white in that aura, which I think leads into something else that you were maybe thinking about.
Oh yes, also could be possible. I've been hearing some people say that Super Saiyan White is a very, very distinct possibility. And with Vegeta wreathed in that white ki, that could be a possibility of, having true and complete mastery over the God Ki. Even when they're fighting, random characters, even when they're fighting Whis, you still get that sense through their fights that Goku and Vegeta have, a grasp of the God Ki,
right? But
they haven't completely and utterly mastered the use of it yet.
No, certainly not. Yeah,
I think that's why you have Goku having to rely on his Kaioken to defeat Black, because Hit to defeat Hit, because we are getting this feeling that we have reached this point in the anime where Super Saiyan Blue just simply isn't going to be enough anymore.
Right. Interesting. It is funny because there's seemingly some contradictions in Super, and the power scaling in a lot of ways doesn't make a lot of sense. But there's interesting things like, what do you think about the Super Saiyan Rage form and the fact that Future Trunks, it would appear, is able to tap into God Ki at least a little bit and combine that with Super Saiyan? Do you think that's accurate?
I do think that's accurate. I mean, let's look at Vegeta. We don't even know how Vegeta achieved Super Saiyan God. That's never really extrapolated on. And if Super Saiyan Blue is something where you need to first achieve Super Saiyan God, like, did Vegeta undergo some sort of God ritual himself? Or maybe is the fact that Vegeta is nobility has something to do with it? Because we know there is a distinct difference between a noble Saiyan and a low-class warrior Saiyan. Could it be that noble Saiyans themselves have maybe some sort of innate link to God Ki?
It could be. No, definitely. I had also heard Rhyme Styles talked a lot about the fact that he thought that when the ritual happened, that Vegeta was touched by the God Ki, and therefore was it tapped into it from that. And there's the thing that's interesting about Super is there's a lot of missed opportunities, I feel like, and I don't want to say it's lazy writing, because that's not what it is, but it's just not American writing. Like, American writing, those are the kind of things that are extrapolated on, that are really like key things that are kind of like brought into the fold. Like, for instance, I thought and it can pretty much be assumed, that one of the reasons Black used Goku's body and continued to travel back and forth and fight with these guys is that he was getting Zenkai boosts. He was getting Zenkai boosts. That's almost obvious, but it's not explicitly spelled out, so we don't know that for sure. And I was expecting at the end of that arc to it have been revealed that, like, oh, part of the master plan was always to get them to keep coming back and fighting, so that Black and Zamasu would get stronger, get the Zenkai boost out of Goku's body, and then fuse once the Zenkai boost had taken place, right? Now,
yeah, exactly.
So you can kind of see that, but it's never explicitly said. Same thing with Vegeta, right? It's possible that he touched the God Ki, became aware of the God Ki during the ritual. Because remember, too, he's the only one that can track the fight. He keeps looking up into the sky when Beerus and Goku are fighting, and he's the only one that can kind of track them and know where they're at. And he also catches Kakarot after he's beaten. So my thing is, I just like the black thing, even though it's not explicitly spelled out, and all the credit to Rhyme Styles, because that's his theory. But I kind of agree. I think that maybe that's what happened. He touched it, and therefore was
maybe he had a realization or something.
Right, or became understood it, was aware of it. Almost like the Force awakening, right? Like the God Ki awakens.
Yeah, maybe that's why Trunks could achieve Super Saiyan Rage, a form which I guess is on par with Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rose in its power. It certainly seems to be that way.
It definitely seems to be. I mean, he holds his own against Black and Zamasu multiple times. Which is
absolutely insane.
Yeah, which is totally nuts. There's something to be said maybe there for the hybrid theory too. The fact that he's hybrid, and he's messing around with these techniques of just being in a hybrid form. And we don't really know how much he trained with Vegeta when he was training with Vegeta. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's possible that there was some kind of training that went on like that. But yeah, so interesting. So to wrap up your form, you think that Red is stronger than Blue?
I think that Red is stronger than Blue, and I think more than anything in this Universal Survival arc, we are going to see the next evolution of Super Saiyan Blue.
Okay.
We are going to see that go forward, even if we come to the conclusion that Red is not stronger than Blue, and that gets explicitly explained to us.
Right.
I think Red had some powers that Blue has been unable to tap into.
Sure.
And I think we are going to see an evolution of Blue. Absolutely, for sure. We might not see like a Super Saiyan 3 or anything like that,
right.
But Blue's not the end. We're going to be seeing more.
Do you think that, and power scaling is kind of tough, but do you think that the Vegeta, let's call it White Blue, let's say Vegeta White Blue, do you think that's on par with the Kaioken, the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken?
I do. I do think that is going to be Vegeta's explicit brand of the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and that we are going to see Vegeta able to go toe-to-toe with at least 10 times Kaioken Goku.
Wow, that's crazy. And the thing is, there's no danger there for Vegeta, because the thing is, with Goku, he could technically die. In fact, he's dancing through the raindrops because he's done it twice and hasn't died. 3 times maybe. No, just twice, right?
Just twice.
Twice. Yeah. And he could potentially die or never be able to have his ki again, which would which would be terrible. And I'm surprised.
Not for Vegeta.
No, not for Vegeta. Well, to be fair, Vegeta would probably hate that too, because he knows his rivalry with Goku is what has pushed him this far. So very cool and all that. And you do ascribe to the theory that Super Saiyan White is a thing, and that Super Saiyan White is the pinnacle, if you will.
I would like to see Super Saiyan White as a pinnacle. I think that theory is something we can throw some sort of thought into. I think it's sound, and I think we're definitely going to be seeing more transformations from Dragon Ball Super.
Well, I'll say this. What is the combination of all colors?
White.
It's white. So, it's possible that, Toriyama likes those kind of things, the puns with the vegetables and the color things and all that. So it's very possible that that's the way that he'll go or whatever. But all right, so I think that'll do it for this theory. You heard it here, guys. Justin thinks that Red is stronger than Blue, and Justin thinks we're getting a new Super Saiyan form, and that White is the pinnacle of Super Saiyan. Let us know in the comment section what you think about all of that. And Justin, we have a nerd card question for these fine folks.
We have a nerd card question for everyone today, and the nerd card question to test your Dragon Ball knowledge. What is the name of Goku's mother?
And that's a tough one, to be honest. We had to look that up, so don't feel bad if you don't know it. And if you do know it, holy crap, you're on another level. So answer that question in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, guys. Justin and I are determined to bring a lot of Dragon Ball Super content to the channel. And whether or not people are watching it, we're still probably going to do it for a while because we love Dragon Ball so much. But thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
See you later.